So, I want to address something really quickly today because unfortunately yesterday Nat and I were victims of what I can only really describe as cyberbullying and some abuse. Somebody decided to take offence to a post I'd written which was generally angled at helping people deal with overwhelm in terms of prioritising tasks and making sure we go about them one day at a time. In hindsight, you overanalyze these things yourself, and I probably could have maybe framed it a little bit better. I did say that overwhelm is a myth. I do believe overwhelm is a myth, okay? It's when we're trying to do too many things at once. Never did I say that people don't get overwhelmed. Of course they do. But my point was, overwhelm exists predominantly in most situations, not every single situation, when we have 20 things on a to-do list and they're not in priority and we don't go about them in order, okay? It's too much at once and we become overwhelmed because we're trying to do all the things at once, okay? Again, the point of the thing was with the amount of clients that I have, it's something that I deal with a lot. And also, as I don't have any parents, as you guys know, which means I don't have any childcare, really. So, yeah, it's difficult. And the post was aimed at helping people, okay? This person took offence to it. They called me a dick. They shared personal stuff about my family on their Facebook. They shared stuff about my employment, and they tried to gather support with their 3 or 4 other keyboard warrior friends, trying to pull my business down, trying to pull my nutrition knowledge down, and actually quoting stuff like #BeKind, whilst cyberbullying me. About 8 keyboard warriors altogether, as I said, dick, douchebag and tosser, were just 3 of the phrases they used directed at me. Also, whilst thinking it was okay to one, share a picture of my son, because I'd shared the picture of my son on my Facebook, so that made it okay for this person who wasn't even friends with me to share it on their Facebook because of laws, okay? So yeah, they shared the picture of my son. They pulled everything down we do in terms of nutrition, which is absolutely hilarious because I have a screenshot of a positive review from this person who had actually talked about how much weight she lost, how happy she was, and how her husband couldn't believe the difference when he came home after 6 weeks. Absolutely, Sarah, jealousy is very ugly indeed. So yeah, it hurt me. It really, really hurt me. Nat felt so upset she couldn't eat. And it was a really, really tough thing to deal with because it was just a Facebook post on my private Facebook. Like I said, we're not even friends with her, so I've no idea why she was even on my Facebook in the first place, okay? I did then try to private message her and deal with it amicably. I actually let my guard down. I apologised if I'd done anything that could have, remotely caused offence. And I've sent all those messages. And still the same, still the abuse, still the name calling, and still the nastiness. So yeah, it's not difficult, but that is what we are going to discuss this morning. So, when you are abused and bullied and knocked down and become a victim of abuse, which it is, harassment, this will happen unavoidably through personal circumstance, okay? And I've dealt with this all my life, throughout my childhood, and you can't sometimes avoid the behaviour of vile, nasty people who want to pull others down, okay? But you have to revert back to who you are and not allow it to affect your energy, and that was massive at this for me last night. She pulled up PT Hub and she pulled out 20, 30 messages from the last week, including messages from Claire. I hope you don't mind me mentioning. Claire actually sent me a message saying that we'd saved her life. She sent that yesterday. Don Walker, some of the stuff you said's really deep. Carly, I know you've been there. And generally we had 20, 30 messages yesterday saying that we'd saved people's lives and that, people couldn't have achieved what they've done and been made to feel better Carly, Nat's absolutely fine. She was just really hurt because she's not bothered about people attacking us. because we're stronger than that. It was the fact that there was a picture of Logan in it, which was just not right in any circumstances. So yeah, revert back to who you are, okay? And ask yourself the question, is it true? Is the things this person saying true? Am I a douchebag? Some of you might disagree. Am I a dickhead? Am I a tosser? Am I doing things that's affecting people's happiness? Or am I trying to help people on a daily basis? So when I break it back down to that, Jonathan's absolutely right. It's not about me, it's about her, okay? So my goal is to continue every single morning coaching you guys on this page for free to have a positive impact and a powerful impact on as many people's lives as possible, okay? Morning, Mike. Again, Mike sent us a message. Was actually involved in an incident when he was swept out to sea. Hope you don't mind me mentioning Mike when he went to see his mum. And sent a message the next day saying if he hadn't lost the 5 or 6 stone, I think he lost, that he ultimately knows that he would have died in that situation. And he said that the coaching and everything had saved his life, okay? So again, that's where the attention needs to go, okay? Put your attention on your intention, as Paul would say. So revert back to who you are, and when anyone knocks you down, do not lose who you are or lose rhythm in pursuit of your goals, okay? Because people will pull you down. Not just this lady, I'm just using it as an example, okay? But it will always happen, okay? There will always be obstacles, there will always be setbacks, there will always be vicious bullies, and there will always be vile keyboard warriors, okay? In this current day and age, it's completely unavoidable, okay? But the best thing you can do is not react to it. She wanted a full-on argument with me yesterday, okay? And instead I've dealt with it as professionally as I could, and it's actually been reported to the police. So if it happens again, once is not an offence, twice is harassment, okay? Because it was my personal stuff that was shared. So if it does happen again, it is logged and it would be an harassment case, okay? So I pulled out another example here that I wanted to help with maybe helping you guys deal with this situation, because I did give way too many fucks to this situation, okay? Way too much of my energy that I could have been giving to you guys, which I will continue to. So the other situation is that sometimes things like this happen, okay? And it's how we then channel this. Mike, love you. It's how you channel that energy into helping others and progressing forward, because that's all I truly want to do. And as long as deep down in my heart I know that I'm doing that, then it can't affect me. And sometimes your biggest strength will come out of being completely... That's Steve on my Facebook, by the way, not me posting that myself, but thanks, Steve. It comes from learning to be relaxed to these situations, okay? And this is why many athletes are so successful and some athletes aren't. This is why some people seem to breeze through life, but some people focus on anger and horribleness towards other people, okay? So an example for me was, some of you guys may remember on one of the Zooms, okay? I did a Zoom... Kate Shandam, who's watching, I think you remember, I did a Zoom, right? And it was for like 60 or 70 new clients. And as soon as the Zoom went live, my fucking iPad wouldn't share, okay? And my desktop wouldn't share. So all these notes that I'd spent hours culminating and had bullet points, and I was going to share my screen, and I was going to do some drawing and do all this nutrition teaching and training teaching, gone, okay? Now, normally I would have had a complete meltdown, but because I've learned through situations like this to control it, I pushed my iPad to one side and I actually delivered the best live sign up. Kate, it was when you and Lou signed up, possibly the best live sign up I've ever delivered, with no notes whatsoever, okay? And this is the same situation. When something like that happens, okay, we can either have a complete meltdown, which I could have done about the PowerPoint, stressed, anxiety, overwhelmed, go completely nuts, maybe tell people I couldn't do it, or we can push things to one side and we can try our best to deliver it. Right, okay? Do our best in the situation we've got. And this is what I tried to say to that lady. I said, we're all just doing the best with what we've got available, aren't we? And she wouldn't accept that and carry on ranting. So, we can throw it to one side and we can continue to do what we are doing without apologising, okay? And that's what we have to do. Because people take one of two options, don't they, okay? You can you can spend your life on Facebook stirring up gossip about strangers and having hatred towards others, or you can spend your life doing productive things to help other people and support each other people like we all do. So you have to remember that choice is yours. So you can choose one or you can choose the other. I'm not saying it's easy. The whole situation yesterday massively affected my energy. It affected my happiness. It upset me at points. I got angry at points. And it's not easy. But we have to get to the level where we make that decision, okay? Because external factors, this is a good one to write down, okay? External factors will influence your path, but not the direction. Okay, so the path went off a little bit. It was a bad day. It was a rumble strip, as Paul would say. It was an awareness, I learnt from it. Maybe Lee, choose your words a little bit more carefully, because I would never, ever, ever want to upset anyone or make them feel uncomfortable. And I think the world knows that. Like 99 out of 100 people know that. But there will always be one or two weirdos, won't there? And you just can't help that. So it will change your path. You will face negativity, you will face setbacks, and you will face obstacles. Every single one of you, in whatever journey you are on, you will face them. But remember, they influence the path and not the direction. This is why some athletes take 1,000 shots before they hit the goal, okay? And the final bit I'm going to end on, because this is powerful, okay? I find this really powerful, and this is what I had to go back to some old notes to learn this morning to deal with it. So if we are mentally and physically loose, okay, that's reckless, okay? That's posting stuff on Facebook that doesn't concern you. That's digging into other people's lives. That's being a gossip. That's trying to gather support for hatred and all those types of things, okay? So that will not help you in any way, shape or form. Sarah, the Zoom is for everybody. There will be 300 plus people on it. It's going to be great getting you all to turn your mics off. And the other thing is we can be mentally and physically tired, okay? Which is the anger side of it that this person has definitely got, okay? So that won't help either, because that leads to anxiety, that leads to stress, that leads to saying things that you'll regret, and generally snapping, okay? Well, that would have been how I would have snapped if I'd not dealt with the iPad situation. But if we can combine, and this is from The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, and it's an ancient Stoic thing, if we can combine physical looseness, this is the relaxed athlete, with mental restraint whilst being objective and seeing a situation for actually what it is, okay? Am I a dick? Did I hurt anyone? Am I a douchebag? Am I a tosser? Was I nasty to anyone? Was I horrible? Did I swear? Did I lose my rag? I didn't do any of those things. So there is nothing to get wound up about, okay? And this is powerful, and this is the power, and this is the drive, and this is the motivation, and this is the dedication, and this is the discipline that drives your competitors and opponents round the fucking bend. Because all they can do is get angry and hate and gossip, okay? And if you get drawn into that, you have to understand that will only hurt you. So instead of that, become immune to these external stretchers and carry on marching towards your goals without apology and without excuse. Because getting angry is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It won't happen. Focus on you. Focus on moving forward. Beat all the obstacles. This is powerful. So are you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for supporting not only me and Nat, but each other in everything we continue to do and will continue to do every single day in order to help everyone we can raise up and have a positive impact on their lives and make 2021 their best year ever. Because that's what we're about. We love you all. Thanks for your support. The DJ set last night was amazing. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. We're going to do another one next week, and we're going to get in Zoom up for. We've upgraded on Zoom now, so we can have up to 500 people. So next Saturday, we're going to throw a virtual rave where up to 500 people can have their cameras on. I'll be on the decks over there with my ball bonce and the keyboard, and we're going to hopefully have a big green screen up on the wall, and it will have everyone's Zoom in. So everyone will be there having a laugh, dancing, commenting, interacting, and us collectively as a team doing everything we can to raise people up and keep their spirits high, because that's what it's all about. I also want to say a massive thank you this morning to Mike Newham, to Sarah, who's just commented as well, because Sarah's been influential in bringing other people on board and also helping other people with their mental health across the last 6 months of working with me. But most of all, Nick Lockerbie, just hand on heart, one of the best geezers I've ever met in my entire life. He's now a moderator of one of the groups. You would think he was a paid member of my staff. He's not. I don't have any staff. That's why I have to learn to deal with overwhelm. I don't have any staff at all, and I don't have any childcare either. So I have a team that helped me, and one of them is Nick, and he helped me for free. But you would think he was a paid member of staff, because that's how much time he spends of his own time. What's the word? Effortlessly helping others achieve the goals. There's Sean in the group. There's Dom in the group. I can't name them all. I can't remember everyone's name. Your cousin, Ashley. These are people that Nick is helping and support, just completely not being asked to, out of the goodness of his heart. And now he's taking it on board on himself to basically motivate the entire group and make sure they're doing their updates every week. And he's checking on to people to make sure they're all right and everything's okay, and that they're doing what they said they would, and that everyone's happy. And he's just supporting everyone. And it's honestly one of the best things I've ever been involved in. So yeah, love you, brother. Guys, the Zoom is for all clients, old or new. We start at 10 o'clock. I'll post the link up again. It's going to be absolutely epic. We've got so much to do. Yeah, Carly, it's just in the group now if you want to do that. But yeah, you can update your stats and your measurements and everything on PT Hub. But I think much more for people now. We are just going to do that accountability group, because I can share that accountability group as well, and we can all go through it together. And what we've developed in the last couple of days, the level of power from having us all together and us all standing up as a team and moving forward is epic. So I think just photos in the group, as I've always said, you know, I'm genuinely not bothered about what anyone weighs. I don't think it's anything we ever need to assess about. It's about our personal happiness, our personal journey, moving forward, looking at the pictures, seeing how we're progressing, and discussing that everyone's all right and supporting each other. So yes, 10 o'clock we're in, guys. I love you all. Thanks for your support.